Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli. Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. And we're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. There's a link to your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com. And another way to get there is getpreparedexpo.com. Matt's engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us. Welcome, Rick.
Good morning. Grace Thorne is with me. Say hi, Grace.
Hi, Vincent.
Hey, Grace. How are you? You know, I miss our sixth grade Ryan, Oklahoma students and you, their teacher broadcasting with us with those great science questions. Maybe we can fire that up.
Vincent. We sent them a Christmas present, Rick and I did, but I haven't heard from any of them. But I think I have another homeschool group for you. I'm going to talk to you about it later. They're in Mexico.
That's great.
Mexico. Are you ready for that one, Vin?
That's great. I love it. Now, Grace, you're going to be flying out. I know you and Rick are flying out from the West Coast, and you'll be staying here at the farm. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again. That'll be so much fun. I got confirmation that Ed Marvini's flying in. So let's see. We've got John Statmiller. He'll be with us. Grace Thorne, Rick, Ed Marvini, Judy Wood, Dr. Judy Wood. Aaron Dakins, Brad Dakins, and probably a couple more.
There's going to be a lot more, I have a sense. If anything, I'm hearing from a lot of people that originally were fans have now become closer friends. They're all planning to come. It's going to be a very interesting moment in time.
Yeah, we're talking about the Get Prepared Expo class.
Yes, we are. March 27th through the 30th.
Yeah, and well, here's what we're going to do. So on March 27th, Rick and Matt Stein are going to be teaching us about game over events. It's Friday. It's all day. And there's information about that on the website. If you'd like to attend, you can certainly sign up for that. That's an all-day Friday event. That's when the other exhibitors and instructors are going to be setting up their booths. So that's Friday and from 9 till 4 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, a couple hours later, we get together for our banquet meal. And that's where each one of your instructors and exhibitors will get up at the microphone for just 2 minutes, introduce him or herself, and tell us why they're there, what their seminar is about. So, for example, I'll get up and I'll get this thing started. And I'll introduce myself and I'll say, I'm going to be teaching 2 seminars, one on Saturday at 5 o'clock and one on Sunday at 4 o'clock. And I'm going to teach you how to start your own business and take the same tax deductions that the rich take, and why it's insanity not to have your own business. Seriously, even if you don't think you're going to be good at it, even if you don't want to invest much money in it, you can lower your tax bill by having a business. So I'm going to teach that. So that's what we'll say, each one of us. And Rick, there'll be about 100 of us announcing who we are. And 100 times 2 minutes apiece.
That's a long hour, I'll tell you.
That's 200. Yeah. Rick,
because I'm
3
a
hours.
long-winded son of a gun.
Well, sometimes that happens. We have to, get the hook.
Well, I have a lot to say. Mine is going to be about a sustainable lifeboat, because it's really, really serious out here in the West. Last week, my well went dry for a moment.
Well, Rick.
It happened. The drought is affecting everything on the West Coast. And while you guys were underwater and snowpack and whatever, the West has been 80 degrees. This is in March. It's 80 degrees. There's a little bit of rain. There is absolutely no snowpack. We're down as the third year in a row of a serious drought. And the wells are going dry.
Rick, I don't want to minimize this. We know exactly what this is like here in Missouri, and there's a lot of water in Missouri. There's a lot of water, a lot of creeks and streams.
There used to be a lot of water in the West up here in Oregon.
Yeah, and here's what I'm saying. A couple of years ago, we had a drought. The grass dried up. The cows had nothing to eat. A round bale of hay, 1,000-pound bale would be, typically $30, $35 a roll. And, it hit like 110. And, cows were starving. Farmers had to sell off their herds and, they sold them at fire sale prices. Then they had to rebuild their herds because they didn't have enough cows to breed. And, so the price went up. So if you're wondering why, if you're wondering why the price of chop meat is so high, it's because of that drought of a couple of years ago and the short supply of cows. I've never seen cattle sell for as much as they've sold for. When we sold our cows, I was shocked. It was about almost 3 times what we were used to getting for calves, literally. And it's not like we set the price. We just brought them to market, and it's because of the drought. And can it happen again? Absolutely. So we had a guy on one of our newest instructors, Richard Linebaugh, and he owns a company that drills wells. He's a pretty big well drilling company. He's going to be at the expo, and he's going to be talking about water wells and how to avoid toxic water and pollution and how to keep a well running longer. Well, he was telling us, and then I asked him the question about, so if you have a well and your neighbor drills a well and pumps a lot of water out of it, does it affect your well? And the answer is absolutely. And he said it's happening all over, and we're drilling deeper and deeper holes in the ground to pull out water because the easy to reach water is gone. So we're drilling 600-foot wells now here in the Ozarks, 600 feet. That's really deep. So yes, water is a big problem, Rick, and that's something that you are passionate about. And I watched your video last night with Mrs. Finelli about sustainable lifeboats, and you hit water many times. And I'm posting the link on our website during this broadcast, so our class can go to that and watch those 3 YouTube videos. They're short; they're like 20 minutes apiece. It's about sustainable lifeboats. But why don't you share with us your thoughts on water, please?
Well, it's going to be water that's going to cause everyone to need FEMA. What'll happen, like last night, a X-band discharge off the sun dropped ham radio down at 10 megahertz and lower frequencies. There was a blackout because of the coronal mass ejection. And it's going to get worse. There was a kill shot that would have taken the Earth back to the Stone Age 2 weeks ago, except that it went off in the opposite direction of Earth. We were very, very lucky. It happened. It would have dropped the entire Earth back to the Stone Age. And it's happening right now. This was not a CME. This one was a large plasma filament that burst out high-end radiation, and the Earth was lucky. Now, last night, there was an X-band that has now deteriorated down into a bunch of M-band discharges. It's going to affect communications. The communications are already out in CB radio and in certain frequency bands because of it. They'll be back, but it's happening right now. And what will happen ultimately is a municipality is going to fail in the delivery of water because there is no grid. And as a result, where are you going to get your water? And this is why I say today, you must have at least 3 days of water on hand for everyone in your household and a backup plan on how to replace that water the first day. And if you do not have that in place right now, you will be part of FEMA. That is written in stone. And so I have given you warning. I'm telling you it's happening as we speak, and nobody is prepared. Even the most advanced preppers are not emotionally set for this event yet.
Rick, you're absolutely right. I've mentioned on the air a few times that I think there are only 1% of us who are actually paying attention. And of that 1%, I think there's only 1% who are actually really, really, really seriously prepared. And
I'm not prepared. I'm the one talking about it. And I know right now my well went dry for a couple of hours, and I didn't quite know what to think about everything, except I have this big, beautiful pond over there. How do I take that water and make it potable? That's my exercise this week. I am going to have a system in place so that if I had to haul water from this terrible mud bowl, whatever it is, it's a water, the little, pond, I will at least have something to drink and cook food with. How am I going to do that?
Well, Glenn Meader's going to
clean things of microorganisms. You need to filter for, arsenic. We have arsenic in our water here. You have to filter some of this stuff. You can't just assume it's drinkable. Yeah. Even just boiling it is not going to be good enough. By the way, this is something to remember, a little ditty. It takes 10 minutes per 1,000 feet to kill organisms. That means you have to boil water for every 1,000 feet, 10 minutes. If you're at 2,000 feet, that means you have to boil that water 20 minutes before the organisms are gone. And that has nothing to do with the creepy minerals that might be in it.
That's absolutely right. Rick, when we come back, tell us why it's 10 minutes per 1,000 feet. It has to do with the boiling point of water at various altitudes. But let's learn a little bit about that with Dr. Richard Allen Miller. And let's learn a little bit more about, you've got lead and arsenic in your water. Is boiling it going to help? We'll find out when we come back. Class who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take. At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. The financial collapse of the United States is a mathematical certainty. There's no doubt about it. U.S. Air Force Captain and author John Regan will explain why this will happen and what you need to do about it right now. We're not trying to scare you, but the collapse is coming. This and 150 seminars and exhibits are included in your pass. $8 online and $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28 and 29 at the Get Prepared Expo, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. Ladies, for $450, you can buy a brand new AR-15 rifle kit at the Get Prepared Expo. Because this AR-15 is a kit, there's no paperwork and no registrations required. It's totally private and all 100% legal. AR-15 kits and seminars on how to assemble them. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. AR-15 kits, $450 at the GetPreparedExpo.com. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. How many of you
Most people know that drinking pure high alkaline pH water is the most important factor in maintaining high energy and vibrant health. Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals. Using plasma pH drops is the best way to make your water alkaline to help you get rid of acid and regain your health and energy. Simply put 10 drops in the water you drink to raise the pH to a healthy level. Alkalizing water helps your body rid itself of acidic waste and increases the oxygen content of your body. Disease organisms like bacteria, viruses, and cancer cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops now by going directly to alkavision.com. That's ALKA vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776 today.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. goberkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
Class Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us. RichardAllenMiller.com. RichardAllenMiller.com. And he spells Allen, A-L-A-N. Rick, Sustainable Lifeboats, we're talking about water, and I'm posting that on the website right now. So if you want to go to the usaprepares.com and find the YouTube videos we're talking about, short YouTube videos, about 20 minutes apiece, about Sustainable Lifeboats, part 1, 2, and 3. I should have them up in just a couple minutes.
You know, I have to say, Christian, you know who, I'm going to use his name like that, is the one that put those 3 videos together based on my interview with John Wells. And I'll tell you, Christian did an incredible job because it comes across solid.
It does. It really does. It's a great 3-part series. So you can watch them all.
Yeah, it gives you the sense of what we're up against.
Yeah, and we're talking about water, Rick, and you mentioned boiling water for 10 minutes for each 1,000 feet of altitude above sea level. Please share with us why.
Well, that's because you have to kill organisms, and at each altitude, the water boils at a different temperature, believe it or not. And so the higher you go, the longer you need to boil it to get the same action of kill on your bugs in the water. Mm-hmm. And when I say bugs, well, you see what's in all the water, man. Even the water you get from the city has creepy stuff in it.
Rick, I have seen...
Many don't realize that indigestion and what we would normally associate with, what is it called when you have something wrong with your stomach, the indigestion.
Intestinal parasites like fecal coliform.
Yeah, not coliform. It's actually H. pylori. There's a little worm that hooks onto your gut and lays eggs. And the only way I had it for years and years, I used to eat Rolade, wondering if I had some kind of indigestion. What do they call that?
Acid reflux?
I forget what it's called.
You mean acid reflux?
And it isn't. Oh. It isn't. It's water that isn't clean. And what happens, the way I take it out is I have an absinthe party, and I'll drink absinthe for a month. And the wormwood will go in and roto-rooter that, and I no longer need to do Rolade or things of that nature. It's a worm that you get from your municipality's drinking water. It happens to everybody. And we are the only country I know that doesn't have a deworming process as part of your ritual, like brushing your teeth.
One of our instructors from Europe said to me, she came to this country and she said, Vincent, do you know that restaurants serve water and they don't even filter that? It comes right out of the pipes, out of the ground. They don't even filter the water. Vincent, did you know that? Yeah. We've got horrible water. We really do. And in Europe, they've got at least 6 filters in series to protect their people from toxins in the water. So what do? We add chlorine, which is a toxin.
Yeah, or fluoride,
and then we fortify the water with fluoride to make us stupid. And Rick, we are lowering our IQs by about 5% just simply by adding fluoride to the water. So
it's
if we wonder,
problem. And water is the bottom line. If you don't have the water together, you will be part of FEMA. And FEMA can absolutely be seen as Hotel California.
And you're talking about once you check in, you don't check out.
There you go. You know the song. That's the way it plays. And it's going to be like that because you are immediately dependent on them. And once you've given up that aspect of sovereignty, you're part of the program.
So yesterday, Norm Shealy and I were talking about, health and so forth. And he told us about this test he had. And it's to check for metals in the system. He decided to have it done. Now, I'm not talking about Norm Shealy's health issues. However, he mentioned this, and he said that his blood, he had high levels of barium and lead in his system. And he said he never took barium. And where does barium come from? Let's talk about that when we come right back with Dr. Richard Allen Miller. Class who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take. At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health. and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer Bidbit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co, bidbit.co.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Class, I want to thank you so much for making Rick Miller number one on GCN right now. Yep, you have.
Did you,
thank
by
you so
the way,
much
get
for
my
listening to
email
us.
just now from Zeke Mulford? He is a local person down the street from me that's a ham radio operator, and he said it was the worst. Well, he describes it in his email. You go ahead and read that if you want to online. It was really bad, and we've got more coming.
Rick, I don't have it in front of me. Did you send it to Vincent at USA Prepares?
Yes, I don't know. Yeah, I write Vincent. That comes your name. I don't know. Yes,
Well, I'll tell you what.
who knows?
We'll be able to read that. We'll read it at the next
or whatever
next segment.
Now he's the guy teaching me how to do ham radio, and he's just down the street. I'm learning skill sets for communication with Radio Free America. Good luck with that one, man, when the grid goes down. And there's a whole bunch of ham radio out here, and it all went down. He thought his unit was broken because there was no static either. It wiped out all of it.
Rick, one of our faculty here at USA Prepares is a really great guy by the name of Gordon West. And Gordon West wrote a series of books on how to get your ham license. And I'm going to call him. We are booked all the way through most of April. But right after the expo, I'm going to contact Gordon and see if he can come back on and teach us a little bit more about ham radio. So he wrote this a series of books, and I read what we did in the community where we are in the Springfield, Missouri area. One of our students, Janet Randall, decided she was going to take it upon herself to get all of us involved who wanted to be in learning how to operate a ham rig. And so she had a series of seminars over, on Saturdays over a weekend, several weekends, and a ham tutored the group, and we all sat for the exam, and almost every one of us passed, which was awesome. I didn't have the time to do it, so I just got a copy of the book, and I read the book in one day and took my notes and studied it and just, crammed for the exam and passed the exam. But I think that that's something that we should all learn how to do. Now, some people will say, I don't care about being licensed, and I don't want to be licensed because that's just one more list I'm on with the government. However, I think that it's important to know how the frequencies work, what the protocol is, what the niceties of being on the radio are, and how not to step on others. And if you don't study the material, you won't know it. I mean, anybody can buy a rig. You don't have to have a license to buy a rig. You can go buy a ham rig, and you can go buy one on eBay. But I really think you should learn the material before you key that microphone, and learn how to use it, and learn the protocols. So that's my 2 cents worth. And we'll teach that class right here on the air again. And I do have a ham rig, and it's the same ham rig that I've had back in Virginia. I used it in the 1990s. It's an old rig. It's a Kenwood rig, a TS 440, and I paid about $450 for it many years ago. It still sells for the same price on eBay today, and it will talk around the world. And I used to listen to John Statmiller and other broadcasts on shortwave with this ham rig, and you can too. So we'll talk about that coming up in the future. I'm so glad you mentioned that, Rick. But it was serious, right?
The John Connor report. There you go. That's what we'll call you, Vincent. By the way, Scott David, Joey, I say hi to all of you guys. I'm getting email from everybody. It's wonderful. I wished I was up to my game. I'm still down with this crud, and this crud, believe this or not, is like mononucleosis. It is like the Epstein-Barr virus. It is. I had that in my freshman year at the University of Washington during finals. I nearly flunked out. It was so bad. I have been down almost 2.5 weeks. I'm now over the worst part of it, but there was a moment when I could have died. I was that sick. And a relapse, my girlfriend went into a relapse, and I'm keeping a very close eye on her. This creepy thing is not natural. I cannot remember when I've been this sick before in my entire life, where I've been more than 2 weeks. I didn't even do radio last week. I was that sick. And I'm telling you, it's something that's in the air. I sent you a link. Norm Shealy sent back to me and said that mono is potentially recurable. It's not supposed to be able to anybody get it after age 40. I had it when I was a freshman in college, and it nearly wiped me for 2 weeks. It is as bad as or worse than that. It is the creepiest thing I have ever had, and I don't think it's natural.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I think they're doing something. The geoengineering that is now coming out of Canada. We originally thought that the aircraft was coming out of Portland with National Guard. A couple, I'm not at liberty to say who they are, military friends of mine, are now eyes on up in Chilliwack. And that's where the aircraft field is coming from that is dusting Oregon. They're coming out of Chilliwack. They're out of Canada. They're not even American. I don't get it. This video that I sent you with Kernicom's girlfriend, her protocols in medicine are precision. They're correct. I find nothing in error of her discoveries, and she has discovered a new red blood cell that's in the chemtrail that has never been seen as a gene marker. Now, she talks about it and relates it to Morgellons. Something else is going on here. Has nothing to do with climate control. And I think we've been invaded by something. I'm going to start speaking out about this because it's that bad.
Rick, the question is, are chemtrails an act of war? Now,
if you want to consider the collateral damage of illness as a result from snow that burns in Missouri to the yellow all over the snow piles, what is in that thing? That is someone hijacking the air we breathe. It's like privatizing water. So there's something else going on here that's not natural. And everybody can look up in the sky and see it's not natural. That looping aircraft that you talked about earlier this morning, where it did a big circle, there's one that did that here 2 weeks ago. I've never seen anything like it. The guy looked like he had to turn around and go back where he started from, and he's still laying down chemtrails with a big circle in the sky. And I had people on Facebook, and I'll name names to embarrass them if they'd like, saying there's no proof. Ha! Get a grip.
Hey, Rick, seriously, I was out last night.
Invaded.
It has been, and I believe that these chemtrails are an act of war on us, anyone who's breathing. Rick, literally, last night around 9 o'clock, I went out and I ran back in the house, got the camera, took a picture, took many pictures of it. I don't know if they're clear enough to put on the internet, but literally, this plane flew over our farm, did a U-turn, and then turned the jets back on, the spraying nozzles, and did a circle over the farm. Literally, now this is not like turning around.
Vincent,
this is not like
weird. Talk about
this
it.
Is not
photograph it. Have everybody have evidence on it. It is an act of war.
The circles, or the circle that this plane made, was not like a plane saying, "Shoot, I missed the airport." There are no airports around here. There really aren't that a large jet can fly into that are, close by. This was deliberate. I believe it's, I didn't think we were that popular that they'd fly over the farm. But when you see this, it's quite impressive what these guys have done. First, it's a U-turn with the jets on, and then it's a circle with the jets on. And it's all in the same picture.
Is if there's anybody out there listening to us that has background in medical analysis with liquid or gas-phase chromatography, I would love to start getting samples of what our air looks like right now and what's in it. That video that I sent you last night absolutely needs to be watched by everyone. I am speechless.
I will put that on, I'll post that on the website right during the next break, which is coming up in a few minutes.
It's unbelievable, and the more you realize what they're doing to all of us, it's not right.
Rick, Norm Shealy was on with us yesterday right here at USA Prepares, and he talked about how he had a test done, and he had high levels of barium in his system, and he said he's never taken anything with barium in it. And of course, there's barium that's been reported to be in these chemtrails.
Well,
would you like to talk
barium oxide that they lined that polymer with to desiccate and create artificial clouds. That's what you're looking at, is moisture being gathered by barium oxide in a geometric polymer, a little polymer that was created by an xenophyte bacterial from the stratosphere that has been modified to be a nanobot. And what it does is it creates this polymer, and they line it with barium oxide, and now they have an artificial cloud. Except
Rick,
that it's got goodies in with it.
Rick, I've heard you passionate before, and I know you pretty well. We've been doing this for years. You're pretty angry, aren't you?
This is wrong. This is like a direct attack on me personally. I have never been this sick. Ever.
Rick, we're going into a break. Rick Miller and I will be back in just a few minutes. Class, who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take? At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. The financial collapse of the United States is a mathematical certainty. There's no doubt about it. U.S. Air Force Captain and author John Regan will explain why this will happen and what you need to do about it right now. We're not trying to scare you, but the collapse is coming. This and 150 seminars and exhibits are included in your pass. $8 online and $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28 and 29 at the Get Prepared Expo, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. Ladies, for $450, you can buy a brand new AR-15 rifle kit at the Get Prepared Expo. Because this AR-15 is a kit, there's no paperwork and no registrations required. It's totally private and all 100% legal. AR-15 kits and seminars on how to assemble them. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. AR-15 kits, $450 at the GetPreparedExpo.com. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. Helmet.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
You pick up the receiver with your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead. You finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Jason! Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the host you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com.
Class, I was going to do a commercial. Actually, I did a commercial for the Get Prepared Expo talking about, are you the only one who thinks that to get a job in Washington, you've got to be a natural-born belligerent thug, a liar, a cheat, a thief, and a sociopath. And I was gonna do this commercial and air it, and then I said, well, if you think you're not going to be alone, you'll find thousands of people just like you at the Get Prepared Expo. Well, I didn't air that commercial. I hit the delete button and it's gone. But here's the point. There's a new survey, and it's called the 2014 General Social Survey, that's finding 23% of Americans have a great deal of confidence in the Supreme Court, 11% in the executive branch, and only 5% in Congress. Only 5% of us have a great deal of confidence in Congress. I don't know where they got that 5% from.
Did you see that thing on the War Powers Act last night regarding the Republican Party? And
share with us, please.
Well, they came out and warned Iraq that just because the president may or not sign something does not mean that the judicial process and all the rest of it, they're going to follow on that. And now there is treason happening in Congress as we speak. And when I say that, the laws are very clear about this. And it is treason. And the reason it's treason is because our federal government has been hijacked and is no longer run by the people. And everybody needs to know this, because like the geoengineering, it's not even a USA project. It's coming out of Canada with a so-called United Nations New World Order. Now, I don't want to be poisoned like this. And I absolutely believe that I am from that video that Carnicom's girlfriend put out. It's dead on. I'm speechless. And if even a quarter of what she's saying is true, there is a war going on right now, and we're just right in the center of it without any awareness at all of collateral damage.
Yeah, Rick, you're talking about all of us who are sick and becoming weaker by the second. You're talking about skin lesions. You're talking about these tube-like
How do
creatures.
I get a mononucleosis-like Epstein-Barr virus at 71 years old? It's not possible. And yet, I'm sick. There it is. And I don't get sick. I'm the guy that developed cordyceps and some of these superfoods. And so I eat right. And I'm still, because of the air that I'm breathing. They are attacking us on every single front. This attack is multidimensional. That means it affects your emotions. It's interesting that the depression that's associated with this illness is like on a metaphorical level of plane of existence that I'm just only now becoming aware of in my consciousness. It's subtle, and it's really, really wrong. And this is liberalized, as Aleister Crowley would describe it. And we're at war with something I have no clue what it's about. I can tell you that at some point there will be war crimes. There will be accountability, and a president like Obama will be able to say, quote, there was nothing I could do about it.
Yeah, and you know what happened, Rick? During the Nuremberg trials, they said just following orders, and they hung those guys. Just following orders. And they hung them. Dr. Richard Allen Miller and I'll be right back after these few short commercial announcements and top-of-the-hour news. And I'd like to mention something that Tom Martz said. Tom Martz, M-A-R-T-Z, USAPrepares.com instructor. He studies the Constitution of the state of Missouri. And I'll share that with you when we come back. Dr. Richard Allen Miller and I will be right back. RichardAllenMiller.com.
Attention listeners, SurvivalLife.com is giving away free EverStrike permanent matches for a limited time only. These matches are waterproof and will light in any weather condition, rain, snow, or sleet. It will still throw a spark. Its built-in ferro rod strikes at 3,000 degrees, and it is good for 15,000 strikes. Normally, $15. Today, it's free. Get yours at freesurvivalmatch.com. That's freesurvivalmatch.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Visit freesurvivalmatch.com today.
It's happening again. The feds are trying to ban your freedom to own body armor. In January, a newly introduced bill, H.R. 378, will take away your right to buy Level 3 and higher body armor. Katie Armor offers the most affordable Level 3 body armor packages on the market today. Protect yourself. Buy your body armor now before it's too late. Go to katiearmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Here is what one doctor has to say about Extendovite.
I would like to thank you, Don, for making my job so much easier, because your products just make it so simple, right? To fool around with a lot of exotic things that don't work, we can just put them on your product and things start to work almost right away. I've had dozens of patients with heart problems who have corrected them, and what it's doing, there's so much garlic in there that has a yeast-killing effect. The yeast is a big problem in the gut, pushes the liver hard. It also has metal chelating effect, and most of the other herbs in there I find that strengthen the arteries. They help to neutralize free radicals. Your remedy close to what we do in our program as you can get as far as one supplement goes. It's working on the gut, it's working on the liver, it's working on the arteries. What more can you ask for?
To get your Extendovite, call 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked? Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com with Dr. Richard Allen Miller. During hour number 1, I mentioned the Nuremberg trials. It was a series of military tribunals that were held by the Allied forces right after World War II. And there was a prosecution of a number of political, military, and economic leaders of Nazi Germany. And some of those people who were tried were found guilty and executed. Some were hung. And the reason I'm mentioning this is we just can't say, we're just following orders. We just can't tacitly approve of things by doing nothing. So when you're accosted by a clerk at the checkout and they say, ID, I need to see your ID, you can say, no, I can't help you. Or I'm not going to help you. And you can start saying no more and more. It's your responsibility, if you want to protect your liberties and freedoms, to start saying no more and more often. Tom Martz was with us. He came to the meetup last Monday, and he studies the Constitution, and he is a founding member of the Locke and Smith Foundation here in Missouri. And this group reviews legislation for constitutionality. And they rank the representatives, the politicians in Missouri, by the following of the Constitution, by their votes. And they have an award banquet once a year, and I've been to one of them. And Tom Martz And these representatives say, hey, what do I have to do to win? And Tom will say, oh, you just have to follow the Constitution. And they want to win. They want to win this prestigious award, but they want to cut right to the chase. All they have to do is follow the Constitution. So Tom said, how many of you have read the Constitution last night? Not everybody had. And he suggested that we get copies of the Constitution. I have one. State of Missouri, and it's free. You can get yours from your state for free. Just call the Secretary of State's office, or you call your representative in your area. So I called my representative, and Tom said we could probably get about 10 copies. That's the maximum that they would ever send. And so I called my representative, and I said I need 100 because we're going to give them out at an event we have. And you know what? They said, okay. So if you don't think crime pays, well, it does, because I'm an elected representative of the Republican Crime Syndicate. And I called my representative.
You also have an ally down in the office.
Are you kidding? Those guys are watching me like a hawk.
I know, but probably they like what they're seeing, too. You know, it's about time for accountability. And everything, I just posted something by Indigo Smith on how the individual can overturn the institution. And saying no is part of your right.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do at the expo. We're saying no.
My gun you can have after my bullets I give you.
Rick, speaking of bullets, now there were some Ferguson protesters. You heard at the top of the hour news about Ferguson, Missouri.
On the news right now, yes.
Yeah, here's what I've read.
Bull.
Yeah,
well, the whole thing is done purposefully to incite racism.
There were two cops that were allegedly shot by. And I guess it would be the other team. They're alleging that it's probably the other team that shot these two cops. And here's what happened. The police chief resigned, okay? The police chief who was, whoops, I just hit, okay. The police chief resigned, and they're going to give him $100,000 payoff. And the protesters are furious that this guy who was the police chief during the shooting of Brown gets $100,000, $96,000 in salary and medical benefits. Okay, so roughly $100,000 this guy gets to just go away, and the people are furious because, and why shouldn't they be? Why shouldn't we be furious when we pay CEOs of corporations who have screwed up? We pay them to not screw up anymore. I mean, how many people would like to pay their Congress critter just to go home? Look, we'll pay you, just please go home. That's how we feel. There's so many people making such big mistakes and attacking us with policies. It's out of control. We just want them to go home. We'd like to have no more laws. Stop. As a matter of fact, let's throw darts and get rid of 99% of the laws we already have. It doesn't matter which one, just get rid of them.
We could take our key off of what Iceland did. Iceland, the country, has a website called hangthebankers.com. And they went out and publicly hung those bankers. 42 of them were executed. We don't even hear about that with Fox News. Wonder why. CNN, none of it's real.
I was on the air with you.
To have a real report on what's going on out there.
I was on the air with you months and months ago, and you had mentioned that, and I said, keep talking. and I immediately went to GoDaddy, and I got the domain names. Hang the IRS, hang the cops, hang the lobbyists, and hang the TSA.
Perfect.
And I have them. Now, it's a huge risk because someone will say, well, you really meant hang them, right? You really meant hang the IRS, and someone was murdered, and it's your fault, Finelli. Well, I don't mean it that way. What I really mean is let's go after these thugs. Let's expose them for who they are, for taunting us and trapping us and arresting us and manufacturing evidence. We need them to stop, and we need to expose them. So I have these. I mean, you can go to the GoDaddy and find out who owns Hang the IRS Cops, TSA. You'll find it's me, but I haven't done anything with it. But I will.
Yeah, this is civil disobedience. As Mahatma Gandhi would advocate it, you have the right to protest.
Well, we used to, and now I'll tell you, if you look at, I'll post on the website this Ferguson article, and let me tell you what, these cops are in riot gear. Okay, they've got helmets on, they've got multiple handcuffs each. I mean, whatever happened to handcuffs to just restrain somebody? No, these are devices of torture. 1, 2. There's one guy with 3 of them. He's got his gun, his mace, his extra. He's got body armor. He's got a face shield, a helmet. They all have radios. These guys have powerful weapons. And then there's another picture, Rick. They're behind this brick wall, and they are ready for war. They've got AR-15s, shotguns. These guys are at the ready. I mean, they are literally ready for war. And who was the war with? I guess that would be us. They've got police dogs. And at the top of the hour news, we heard something like this. The highest priority is to find who shot the 2 cops in St. Louis County. It's our first priority to find out who shot the cops. When has it ever been the first priority of the cops to figure out who shot us? Which one of the cops shot us? When has it ever been their priority? And I'll tell you what, I guess I hit my own button. Well, I'm disappointed with Joey Kyle. I know Joey Kyle. He is a sheriff in Christian County, Missouri, the county where Sparta is in. Okay. Why is he not arrested? Why has he not arrested Andrew Spencer, the cop who tased one of our instructors and one of our students? Why? A 68-year-old guy was tased by a cop, Andrew Spencer. Why has Joey Kyle not arrested the cop, Andrew Spencer, who has tased a 68-year-old man in his car? Why? I want to know why. Well, I can tell you this. I got two posts sent to me that Joey Kyle's under investigation. Now, he's innocent until proven guilty, but why is he under investigation? I'll post those articles. I wasn't going to post them, but since I just mentioned it, I'll post those articles and you can read.
Thank you. Yeah, perfect.
Why Joey Kyle is being investigated. Now, and he's a sheriff.
This is how Nuremberg the names get named. And I can't wait until history shows what Dick Cheney really was.
Oh, man. Dick Cheney?
Oh, man. I don't think anybody has a clue the creepiness of it.
Dick Cheney's probably responsible for more people being killed than the average politician. He's way up there with getting people killed. People we don't even know. There's something really wrong with the system where we are killing people for profit. I mean, that's what's happening.
The FDA is supposed to be protecting us, not Monsanto. How does that work where a transnational corporation has more rights and control of our government than our vote does?
Well, Rick, all right. There's a guy that called me from Canada, and he's coming to the expo, and he's very interested in water. And he's got a small farm. And we talked for about, half hour, 45 minutes. It was a great conversation. I'd never spoken with this man before, but he listens to us. And anyway, I said to him, we were talking about guns and how, we can have guns here, but, in Canada, it's a lot tougher. I said to him, how do you feel about the Queen? He said, oh, she's the Queen. And he had a big smile on his face. And I said, Isn't she a parasite? Isn't she a skimmer? And you guys really like the queen, right? Yeah, she's the queen. We have our own parasites here in the United States. That's called Congress. And bankers. And insurance class who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take. At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. The financial collapse of the United States is a mathematical certainty. There's no doubt about it. U.S. Air Force Captain and author John Regan will explain why this will happen and what you need to do about it right now. We're not trying to scare you, but the collapse is coming. This and 150 seminars and exhibits are included in your pass. $8 online and $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28 and 29 at the Get Prepared Expo, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. Ladies, for $450, you can buy a brand new AR-15 rifle kit at the Get Prepared Expo. Because this AR-15 is a kit, there's no paperwork and no registrations required. It's totally private and all 100% legal. AR-15 kits and seminars on how to assemble them. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. AR-15 kits, $450 at the GetPreparedExpo.com. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. How many...
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
So our daughter flew out to the farm from the East Coast to visit us, and it was great seeing her. And so she flew United Airlines. She's looking out the window when she lands, and she sees this bright red bag that she just bought for the trip thrown from the plane to the tarmac. Just thrown right out of the plane. Falls about 20 feet. And she's outraged. That's how they handle bags at United Airlines. So she gets her bag, contents are smashed inside, and she's furious. So she tells the captain on the way out of the plane, hey, those guys threw my bag. I saw them. They threw it right out of the plane, landed right on the tarmac. So the pilot's kind of angry, but we are falling so fast that we don't care about much at all. We don't care who we tase. You know, people who have jobs are abusing their customers. Okay? Like the cops. The cops are abusing the people that they are sworn to protect, right? And serve. They're giving tickets out to fund their own jobs. Cops. This airline guy, whoever he was, throwing our daughter's bag out of the airplane. Just throwing it out of the airplane. Should be fired immediately. And anyone involved in a cover-up of this kind of thing should be fired immediately. We've lost our way. I'm trying to think of something that I bought from eBay that was shipped through the U.S. mail that hasn't been damaged. I'm trying to think. How is it possible that they bang up so many packages? How is it possible? Now, the U.S. Post Office, or the Postal Service, is not the only organization that does this. There are plenty of them. But why don't we start thinking about the other guy and the golden rule? Do we want our property smashed? Well, if we don't, let's not smash the other guys. If you don't
I'll tell you what, I need to say this. It's important that everybody catches this one. I personally feel the U.S. Postal Service is the only thing the United States government ever did right. And now they're trying to hamstring it also. And those guys that work at the Postal Service, in my opinion, are more like Smokey the Bear and the way I remember it used to be, and why the whole concept of communication was so important to America.
Well, Rick, when I go to our little post office here in our little hamlet in the Ozarks, I really like the people who work in our little post office.
They're human.
I like everyone. I like every one of them. But somewhere between where the package is dropped off and it getting delivered here at the farm, it gets smashed. I bought
the amount of care that people offer today is different. There used to be a lot more pride in your quality of delivery of service. And part of that sustainable lifeboat thing, I talk about the way things used to be and marketing of best buy over cheapest. And that's a typical example of where a transnational corporation has taken over everything and has more rights than an American citizen. If you don't believe
Rick,
that...
I was talking with a Federal Express driver. And I want to make sure I don't get this guy fired because he's a good guy. Let's say it was not in Missouri. Well, the equipment that they drive, those vans, I saw where the brakes were replaced, the brake pads, but the rotors were worn down and scored because the brakes were replaced way, way past when they should have been. And it's just a quick fix. Put new pads on, one wheel, and that's it. These guys are driving.
Who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take? At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com.
What good is a big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
So just a few short comments. What I was talking about was this Federal Express employee was telling me that, the rotor on
on the front of his truck was worn because the brakes hadn't been replaced. Obviously they hadn't been inspected at the right interval because it was metal on metal, wore out the rotors, and they just put new pads in. I've never done that. I mean, I have an automotive shop here at the farm, and I have never, ever replaced just one wheel's worth of brakes. I replaced both of them, front left and front right, always at the same time. And if the rotors are scored, I would resurface the rotors if they could be resurfaced, or I would replace the rotors. It's the safe thing to do. But, in this Federal Express truck case, that's not what they did. They just put pads on one wheel. One wheel. It's unacceptable to me. And, the driver is telling me that the wheel shimmies as he drives down the road. But at the same time, the Federal Express CEOs, top management, all make a fortune on the backs of the little guy. And United Airlines, I was talking with the airline that threw our daughter's bag right out of the airplane onto the tarmac and smashed the contents. That airline, United Airline. United. Let me say it a different way, United. Well, I was talking to a stewardess. And she works for United. What happened was this woman, they said, okay, the captain says we have too many people on board. We can't take off, weather conditions, temperature, and so forth. So we're going to have to request volunteers to not fly. These are people who paid for their tickets, right? Any volunteers? No volunteers? Okay, tell you what. I'll pick. So they threw people off the plane. And this one woman was in tears. She was in tears because she had a funeral to go to in the morning, and she was going to miss her flight because they selected her. She was absolutely in tears. And I decided I was going to do something about it and expose United Airlines for this practice. And I talked to a stewardess, and she said, well, here's what we do. We oversell seats on all of our flights. She said United Airlines oversells seats. Almost 30%. So they're guaranteed a full cabin because they've sold 30% more seats than they have. And then they throw people off. So United Airlines, I'm not real pleased with them. I wouldn't want to fly them. Not after what they did to this woman and learning that they oversell their seats by 30%. And then force people off the plane for seats that they paid for. These people think that they've paid for a seat, they've got a guaranteed seat, they've even selected their seat, and they're ready to fly, and then they're told, no, you can't fly. Because we don't have a seat for you. Because we sold 30% more seats than we have. Jim Baker went to prison for doing something like that. Selling more than he had. But, airlines, I guess that's okay. That'd be big business, right? That's United. So am I going to fly United? No. Nope. And back when Eastern Airlines was in business, I saw them do the same thing to me. My bag was broken. So the CEO of Eastern Airlines was as an astronaut back then, Frank Borman. So I wrote Frank Borman a letter and I said, hey, here's what happened to my electric Norelco razor and it's smashed. And here's how much it costs. And they ignored me. And I kept sending him letters. Finally, I got a letter from a guy who said, there's nothing we can do about it. And so I sent Frank Borman another letter and I said, Frank, I just want you to know somebody's opening your mail and reading your mail. Actually, they're stealing your mail. And you know what? They paid me for the razor because I challenged them that somebody was reading Frank Borman's mail because I sent it to him. I didn't send it to anybody. I sent it to somebody, the CEO, Frank Borman, CEO of Eastern Airlines. Eastern Airlines was not the best airline anyway, and they're no longer around. So maybe that'll happen to United. Keep doing this, United. And, if enough of us pay attention, enough of us say, no, we're not flying United,
I wonder if this will happen to Dick Cheney, where he's no longer around.
Well, yeah. Yeah. You want to talk about Dick Cheney?
No, not really. I just cannot believe how corrupt our entire system is.
Yeah, well,
and the
only
fact that none of us do anything about it.
Well, Rick, we're doing something about it. I just did a 3-minute commercial for United Airlines.
Yeah, you did.
I did a couple minutes to help Federal Express get their fleet in order. Okay. I tried to show United Airlines what they're doing wrong and how they can improve service and, maybe win back some of our business. I thought that's what I was doing.
I don't know what to say anymore. I'm tired of being ill.
Yeah.
Because I live a quiet, simple life out here in the country. The amount of geoengineering in Southern Oregon is unbelievable. It's like they're experimenting here or something.
Rick, I saw the video, and I have not been able to post it yet, but I will do that in the next break. Now, there's this nanotechnology, these tubules, these colonies of filaments. There's an image on this video that I will post that you sent to me, where this woman has a 5-inch lesion on her arm, and it's never healed. It doesn't look like she can get this darn thing to heal. It's a type of nematode. That's what I believe it is. I believe it is a nematode that has crossed with xenosphere bacterial and has formed a hybrid science fiction illness. Uh-huh.
A creepy organism.
Rick, this kind of stuff that we're talking about, the Nazis who experimented on people were tried for this and convicted for experimentation. The Japanese experimented on the Chinese during World War II and Americans that they captured. And these are crimes. These are war crimes. Now, even though a war has not been officially declared on the public in the United States, acts of war have been used.
Well, they're trying to create a war that isn't real over in Iraq right now. They're trying. I'm not interested in going to war with anybody. We can't afford it. The whole thing is about transnational corporations that manipulate our country to cause us to do things we would not vote to do, and we have no right to say no.
Well, and then we have the news that's controlled, the dinosaur media that's controlled, and we've got guys who fabricate history, their own history, so that they appear to be, more macho, in a war zone. Well, those are like teleprompter readers, and we look at them and handsome guys, good-looking women. And they read the news. They're readers. And they try to embellish so that we think that they're somebody they're not. And then we listen to them and we believe that what they're saying is correct. Like I've heard somebody say, we ought to go over there and to Iraq and just level the place, turn it into glass. Nuke them. Let's go get them. Let's nuke them. Really? And they believe that those people in the Middle East are involved in taking down, they're involved in terror here in the United States. Really? And they believe that they attacked the World Trade Center, and they are responsible for all of this. And if you follow what Judy Wood's evidence is, it's really darn hard to melt concrete and turn it into dust.
How come the news never did a follow-up on what actually hit the Pentagon?
Well, I can tell you that Judy...
did they not go back and get it right?
Judy Wood was a professor of mechanical engineering at Clemson State University. She wrote this book, Where'd the Towers Go? Evidence of an energy-directed weapon. Okay? She got fired. She got fired. They took her income away. That's what they do to us.
You want to hear the good one? The part I did on the neutron fluorine fusion bomb 6 months ago, physics.org came out 2 days ago and confirmed that weapon exists. Now there it is. It's coming into mainstream science. Something more is going on, and candidly, I personally think we've been invaded by something non-human.
Rick,
now that's it. Biologics. There it is, just like NASA said it would. And the whole thing is leading toward the Avatar program and transhumanism, where by 2050, man does not even exist as a life form.
I'm trying to understand what kind of a mind would want this to happen.
Someone that's terraforming Earth or practicing on Earth for some other planet, like Mars. That's probably a good example of what's going on. They're practicing here for Mars, probably.
Yeah, but this is better than Mars. Mars doesn't hold a candle to planet Earth.
Well,
I mean,
not with Fukushima. Did you see the news this morning? I just sent you a link that Joey did on how much radiation TEPCO has just come out today and said leaked into the ocean. What do you think that's doing to our sea life? And
well, we know what it's doing.
And the fragility of it all.
We know what it's doing. It's killing it. It's killing the sea life. It's causing mutations. Heck, we've had babies born that are so disfigured. It's not even imaginable to think about this stuff. Class, who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take? At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. The financial collapse of the United States is a mathematical certainty. There's no doubt about it. U.S. Air Force Captain and author John Regan will explain why this will happen and what you need to do about it right now. We're not trying to scare you, but the collapse is coming. This and 150 seminars and exhibits are included in your pass. $8 online and $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28 and 29 at the Get Prepared Expo, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. Ladies, for $450, you can buy a brand new AR-15 rifle kit at the Get Prepared Expo. Because this AR-15 is a kit, there's no paperwork and no registrations required. It's totally private and all 100% legal. AR-15 kits and seminars on how to assemble them. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. AR-15 kits, $450 at the GetPreparedExpo.com. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. How many?
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co, bidbit.co.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us. Hey, Rick, can you share with us for a few minutes what we're going to learn about in your seminar? Now, on Friday, the 27th of this month, you'll be in Lebanon, Missouri with Matt Stein. Together, you're going to be presenting a seminar from 9 in the morning to about 4 in the afternoon, all day with Rick Miller and Matt Stein. What are we going to learn?
Well, we're going to talk about the need to have certain kinds of skill sets already in place, like water. Matt and I've discussed this, and usually what I do is the other half I teach the protocols I trained Navy SEALs with on how to think with the gut. I am going to do that. That will be a minimum of 2.5 hours. I'm going to actually measure everybody's baseline for extrasensory perception, teach them some protocols, do a quick guided imaging, and then retest them at the end of the day. We'll see how that plays. The other part will be to, throughout, talk about the need for a sustainable lifeboat. Something that means your food and water and or some of your entertainment's in place. You've got a plan. Most people have not even thought about it. And while it's time to do that, just the coronal mass ejection yesterday was enough to drop everything at 10 megahertz down, and it dropped it. Now, we are on borrowed time with the technology that we're currently enjoying. And we need to have some kind of view of how we want to modify things a little bit for a more safer lifestyle.
Yeah, I talked with Matt Stein, best-selling author, senior instructor here at USA Prepares, and he'll be at the farm with Rick. And we've talked offline, and what we're facing is pretty frightening. We're talking about game over events during your seminar, and Matt said he's going to be talking about scenarios that could happen, that will happen. It's just a matter of time.
You know, there's this new movie out that shows how those Navy SEALs, well, they're not, I didn't say Navy SEALs, there were a couple of military that took out that facility down near Burbank to show how fragile the whole system was about. And if people don't get it, the fact is, if our grid actually has a meltdown, like it most likely will, it will be 3 years before you have water being pumped out of the ground with electrical current again.
Yeah.
Now, how is you going to drink your water? Where are you going to get it?
Rick, I stood in front of a group at the Laclede Electric Cooperative annual meeting where I was running for the board of directors, and I pulled out of my suit or my sport coat pocket a 556 cartridge, you know, like a 223, and I said, one of these can take out a substation. I'm not advocating it. I'm just saying it's like 20 cents, 30 cents. And one shot in the right place will take out a substation. And I confirmed before the meeting that I showed one of the engineers. I said, I'm going to say this. Do you disagree that that's true? He said, no, that's absolutely true. So basically, literally one shot in the right place. And I'm not advocating this, of course, but can take out a substation for 20 cents. And it will take years because there is no shelf that we can go to buy these custom wound, custom engineered, custom manufactured substation electrical power transformers. They're one of a kind, and they're designed for that specific location. There is no warehouse that has these transformers that are one of a kind. So, and where do they come from? They come from overseas. We don't even make them. So, in the lead time, when the power's running, that's a couple years. Absolutely true. So if you want to learn about that and more with Dr. Richard Allen Miller and Matt Stein, come to the expo. We have over 100 seminars. It's out of control, and I'm adding more. The largest preparedness expo in the United States of America by far. No other preparedness and survival expo even comes close. The other guys, they're going down to 1 day. We've ramped ours up to 3 days. Rick Miller, thanks so much for being with us. Above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you.
Attention listeners, SurvivalLife.com is giving away free EverStrike permanent matches for a limited time only. These matches are waterproof and will light in any weather condition, rain, snow, or sleet. It will still throw a spark. Its built-in ferro rod strikes at 3,000 degrees, and it is good for 15,000 strikes. Normally, $15. Today, it's free. Get yours at freesurvivalmatch.com. That's freesurvivalmatch.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Visit freesurvivalmatch.com today.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.